Hello, my name is Dikwayo Adeosi, and you're welcome to Heart of the Matter. Now, here's a fun fact. Did you know that fintech actually means financial technology? But where did it actually come from? Now, according to AmericanBanker.com, fintech was the original name of the Financial Services Technology Consortium, a project that was initiated by Citicorp in the 1990s. Today, however, it is used to describe innovative technologies and startups pushing the financial services industry to improve. As of 2016, fintech investment in Africa had increased significantly from 198 million in 2014 to 800 million. And about 70% of Nigerian traders own a mobile phone. This means that the gap between accessing financial services can be closed with the increase of fintech in Nigeria. Fintech is evolving so fast that banks are facing extinction, according to CNBC. Now, today we're chatting with Omilola Oshikoya, founder of Wofin.org, a fintech platform that aims to deliver financial literacy to millennials. You definitely don't want to miss this. Stick around. Hello, Omi. Welcome to the show.
Yay!
To your show.
Thank you.
Do you want to swap? Should we swap?
If you give me small chops, maybe not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pink M&Ms? White
And probably some caviar. Yeah.
I can't do. Oh yeah, let's get serious. Talking about Wofin, or before we even get to Wofin, you do a bunch of different things. So you're a wife and a mother of 3. Okay?
Yeah, remind me.
Do It Afraid, Richer Woman, Richer Kids Club, Wofin. How? Okay, so how'd you get to doing all of that, first of all?
Honestly, it's just God. If I were to think about it alone, I'd probably get overwhelmed just thinking about it. He just gives me grace for each day. But I remember one of the days when I was just thinking out loud and saying to God, you know what, it just seems like I'm doing so many things. How am I going to cope with all of this? And then he reminded me that when I worked in investment banking, I handled a bunch of projects. And each project was like a business with its own complexities. So each project would have its own shareholders, its own financiers. But what happened was, it was just about proper planning. So I would meet with my boss at the beginning of the week. And then also we were a team. So we all had our different projects. And at the beginning of the week, we'll set goals for the week. And then when we meet again, we'll review those goals. So it kind of helps, when you're planning. And also, there's different seasons. So it's more like, okay, you know what? This is the focus on Do It Afraid conference. But what I'm learning now, what God is teaching me now is structure. Okay. Because you also cannot build your business around yourself. You need to get to the point where when you're not there, it can run.
Self-sustain.
Exactly. So that's where I'm at now. Putting structure in place is actually not easy. It sounds like a good word, but it's not easy. But I also have an amazing team. I can't lie. People that just have bought into God's vision and they support, they give their time, when I was doing Woofing, I remember I had to come up with this proposal. My friend Omataya was just on it, even with the videos, or Yahire, Shegun, Ruth were here all night, coming up with the context. So I just have, and with Do It Afraid, there's a team of amazing ladies that support as well, Richer Kids Club, and they're all doing, it's a labor of love. So they see God's vision and they just have bought into it and they're doing it. So I can't even take all the credit at all. And my husband, I cannot even not say that one, because
Best ever.
I will not be here without him. He just gives me, he allows me to soar. He gives me the wings that I need. He supports me in my role, even as a wife, because there are many things that I can't do when I'm here doing stuff. But he's super supportive, and my mother and my kids, yeah.
Fantastic. I love it.
Thank you.
We don't have that, but life is okay.
You get
there. So I wanted to ask you, moving and transitioning from investment banking, working at church, which was the first thing you actually started with all of the different things that you did?
So when I started working in church, just around the same time, the opportunity came to talk about personal finance. So so I started a blog called Pocket Finance, and then I started writing a column. So prior to that, my experience was in corporate finance, but then I started writing personal finance. But it was working in church that doors began to open. You know, obviously when I was writing the column, and then there was an opportunity. So I got a call from the producer of the Heart of the Matter at the time saying, would I come and talk about personal finance on the Heart of the Matter? And it wasn't even an interview. It was literally for me to just come and talk and then I think it was about almost the whole 30 minutes. I was literally just talking. And I didn't realize that in presenting, that's one of the hardest parts, you know, just talking you know. So I remember I was so afraid, but I did it, and it's on YouTube, and there have been many people that have watched it. So that kind of kicked off, and then Heart of the Matter came on, and then I started co-hosting. And afterwards, Do It Afraid came. So it's like, and then after Do It Afraid, then The Richer Woman, and The Richer Kids Club, then Wolfing. And I'm thinking, gosh, is there something else coming?
I know, right? What is next?
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, let's focus on Wolfing now.
Yeah.
So you don't have a tech background.
Yeah.
However, wolfing.org, how?
You know, God is amazing because so when I worked in church, I worked in media. So I was head of media and publications. And working in media, at the time, when I started working in church, pastor said, you know what, he wants to set up social media for the church. There wasn't any social media. So I literally had no experience, and I came and I started setting up social media accounts. Pastor Tunde of Elevation Church, amazing. He just really, really took me on. He was just, you know, sending me all this information. Our good social media week. I did trainings. So I got a lot of knowledge. I started learning, but it was me working in church. And what I did not know was that God was preparing me for this. Yes. So I had the finance background, but I came to church to learn tech and also obviously develop my character. So yes, that's what. And then also, like I said, if you look at the Wolfing platform, it's world class. I have this amazing, what do you call it, web developer, Olubaji. He's fantastic. God sent. The story of how I met him was just God, and he's done a phenomenal job. And also with so there's a lot of media as well, because you have to create video for the online courses and things. People like Oyahiwe, you know, who came up with, you know, he helped me produce it. Shegun, who did the video coverage and everything, world class. So they are also complementing the tech background. Yeah,
I love that. I love that. How do you think you can conquer the fintech space? How do you think that you can kind of take it over? So I'm kind of
the Wolfing is actually called World of Finance. So the trademark we have now is the Tech World of Finance. So I kind of feel like I am the center of it all. So I kind of feel like I am the world of finance. So I connect the banks, I connect the financial coaches, I connect the customers who want to buy, you know, financial products. I also connect even the fintech companies, you know, so I kind of connect everybody, because at the end of the day, if a bank wants to sell its products to the customers, customers will only buy when they're knowledgeable about finances, when they're financially educated. So you need to educate them, and that's where I come in. And also, they don't want to go to the banks to buy, because they feel like the banks are just going to sell their products anyway. They're not objective. How do I know I'm getting the best, you know, products? How do I know I'm getting the best price? How do I know I'm getting the best service? And so someone like me with finance background, they trust me. They can see that, okay, you know what, I'm in it for impact. I'm in it to transfer knowledge, to ensure that they get financially educated, because I have my bigger goal is to eradicate poverty and to create wealth for Africa, for millennials, for the world, you know. So the whole point of the platform is you come on the platform, you get financially educated, then you know why, because before you get someone to buy something, they have to know why they need to buy it. Once they know why, then they would most likely buy it. So once they get financially educated, then they know why they need to go and do savings in things like piggy bank or the iInvest app. Then they know why they need to open a savings account in a bank or whatever. But so it starts with me. So most financial institutions need to understand that they need to come on the World of Finance platform because we have an audience. I mean, we haven't really done any digital marketing, but we have over 500 subscribers who have actually subscribed to the platform, and we have an amazing range of courses that are coming. There's one on board now, the Faithful Wealth course, amazing content. We have the Wealth Creation course that's coming up as well. The Association of International Certified Public Accountants, they're putting their course on the platform as well.
Nice.
We've partnered together, and there's so many other courses that are coming on. We have about 17 different contributors, and we're now getting contributors from different African countries and different countries, of the world as well, who are writing relevant content that's interesting and engaging for millennials. So it's not like you're reading a book, but you're actually learning a lot. We have a financial dictionary that we put on the platform to break down financial terms, because the whole point of Wolfing is that you get financially educated as simple as ABC. And also for people that are in finance in terms of coaches and stuff, we have a shop section where they can sell their books, they can sell their courses as well, so people can bring their courses on board as well, And like I said, even for the institution, so I was approached by Wodigo. So
Okay.
Wodigo is joint venture between the Nigerian Stock Exchange and also a company called Sankore Investments. And what they're doing is, going forward, all IPOs will be on the Wodigo platform. So everyone's going tech. So if a company comes and wants to do an IPO to raise funds to selling shares, you don't go and write on paper anymore. You do it on the platform. And so you can do it through the Wolfing platform as well. iInvest app, they just brought an amazing app where you can get into treasury bills from your phone. You can, very soon we're going to be able to do that through the World of Finance platform. So there's so many opportunities. You think of it as the Uber of finance.
I like that. That. Uber finance.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. We're going to go on a quick break, but when we get back, I want to touch on a few things that you've just talked about. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
A tap is not a source of water, but it's a conduit that allows water to flow through it. Now imagine if a tap said it wanted to store all the water to itself, then it would only experience a limited amount of water. But if it stays true to its purpose as a conduit, then a limitless amount of water will flow through it. I always wanted to be rich. I always wanted to be wealthy, to make a lot of money. And now I have found the source of wealth. And I realize now my purpose is not just to store this wealth, but to be like the tap so that many people can benefit from this. Welcome to Module 3, where we focus on how to create wealth. Have you ever heard of the word network? So many things have been taught. My name is Omilola Oshikoya. I am Africa's wealth connoisseur. Welcome to the Wealth Creation course.
Start your journey to financial freedom with the Wealth Creation course by opening a piggy-vest savings account with as little as 2,000 naira. For more information, visit wofin.org.
Hello, welcome back to Heart of the Matter. We're still talking with Omilola Oshikoya, our in-house guru on finance, and talking about her platform, wofin.org. So one thing you mentioned before we went on the break was, you said there is a financial dictionary, financial literacy dictionary, which I find very helpful because I think a lot of millennials and even the Generation Z have problems understanding some of this. Sometimes the inability to act financially and to do something that would be beneficial financially in the future is simply because we don't understand the terms, and it sounds so confusing and so complex. But I love that about your platform, that's what you've done. So in that line, let's talk about the model of Wolfin. So how exactly does it work? How can we get on? How can we understand, what courses do we know to take? Because I imagine that there's something for everyone. So how do I know which one is right for me? And how do I go about navigating the site?
Okay, so first of all, it's www.wofin.org, so wofin.org. Now, when you come on the platform, like I mentioned before, we have a range of contributors from different fields. So prior to this, you would want to, if you want to know about finance, you follow Omilola and you learn about finance, and you have to follow someone else. But now everybody is on this platform. So if it's about real estate, we have a real estate contributor. If it's about investments, we have an investment contributor. We also have entrepreneurs that actually write as well. So we have Felicia, who writes on personal development. Dr. Ola Brown, she used to be near Recurring, an entrepreneur who also writes. And you know what I love is that the articles are fun, they're interesting, you can understand. We break it down. The whole point of Wolfing, our vision, is to make it as simple as A, B, C. Because you can't, finance people are used to finance terms, and you're talking about finance, but people do not understand. But the thing is that people need to be financially educated. People need to know what money is, how to use it, how to spend it, and everything about money. They need to know what these products are. They need to understand it. So we've broken it down. And prior to this, it was expensive to get me to come and speak to you. I mean, I've spoken at some of the biggest companies in Nigeria, but you can't pay me. Do you understand? It's going to cost a lot of money, but we can't say the masses who are upcoming, who right now it's not their priority to pay top dollar. They can't get that information. No, they should be able to get the information, because really and truly it should be taught from schools, which hence the whole Richer Kids Club initiative, to get them even at a young age. Because
to begin to get familiar
you
with
learn
this.
Because you know what, you go into university. When I went into university, I was given a credit card. I had no idea what a credit card was. As far as I was concerned, free money. What was the bank at the time? They love me. They just want to give me money, but it's a trap. It's a trap. And you find that the students now that come out of university and they're in £100,000 debt, £200,000 debt. So for the rest of their lives, they're going to be working to pay off debt. And you know what? That alone, you can never ever move forward. You can never be financially free. Yes, it's like debt is literally carrying a heavy luggage and trying to go on a journey. You might get to your destination. If you even get there, you probably get there, exhausted, and it's causing a lot of depression because there's so much out there. So, we're going to use money right from a young age. So we need to get educated. You should start from school. So even talking about debt, we have a debt-free course on the platform where it's 10 steps to being debt-free. So, and I'm not just giving theory. I've been in debt before. A lot of the things I'm learning in personal finance, yes, I have corporate finance experience, but personal finance was things that I learned, and through God, because I remember, obviously, when I got into investment banking, I was making a lot of money, and I thought, okay, yes, it was one thing to know how to create wealth, but I didn't understand that you actually need to know how to manage wealth. That is a completely different ball game. And so I got a good job. I was earning money, making side hustles and earning money from it. And then I got this lump sum of money to buy a car. And again, I didn't really understand that, go on a process. I wanted a Jeep, and I'm like, okay, it was going to cost me over 5 million at the time. I had the lump sum, but I thought, actually, let me be smart. At that point, banks started this whole financing thing. And I was approached by a bank that, will finance your car. And I'm thinking, it makes sense. So why do I want to spend this 5 million? I can, go on holiday, and anyway, I'm getting promoted easily. I can easily pay off my monthly repayments. And I thought, okay, let me be wise and buy stocks. But I didn't even know the dynamics of investing because I just bought what everybody was buying. I didn't do my due diligence. And it was at the time that, a month after I bought my car was when we had the 2008 economic crisis. So one, all the stocks went down, so all the money went down. Two, I was lucky because I had just moved jobs the month before. So I was even lucky that I was in a company that they were financially disciplined. So they were not affected by the recession or the financial crisis. But the company that I moved from, they sacked almost everyone. So I was lucky to have a job. I wasn't getting promoted. So even my thoughts of I'll be able to pay off easily, expenses had gone up, then children and all of that. So at the end of the day, it was a real struggle, and I got almost really depressed. I didn't like my job, but I couldn't leave because I was in debt. Do you understand? So I literally had to go to God and say, God, what do I need to do? And one thing God said, I should pay your tithe. And I'm thinking, I'm in debt. Why do I need to be giving money to church, But that simple thing of paying 10%, it did something to my mind, because then I knew that I had 90% left. So all of a sudden, I was now more careful with my 90%. Then I decided to start budgeting my 90% because I knew that 10% was going. But when you think you have all the money in the account,
Then
you
can be
never,
reckless.
you can be reckless. So then I learned how to budget. And then I started learning how to save. And then I started learning the dynamics of investing. So literally, I was learning and going through this process, even through paying off my debt. God said to me, put it on paper, write down the debt and create a plan. And I created a plan even though I wasn't sure. And then, you know what? And I prayed, and that week I got a phone call from someone saying, you know what, I want to pay off your debt. I want to take up your debt. And that's how my debt was taken care of. So God literally taught me. So a lot of the things that I'm teaching is God teaching me. Now I don't pay just 10%. I pay a lot more than my tithe. I pay a lot more than 10%. And my goal in life, my prayer is to get to 90%. So that I pray that by the time I get to 90%, that 10% will be significant because it's doable. There are people that have done it. Do you understand? And that's what I hope to get to. But it's not that somebody in church, so there's this whole debate about tithe. It's not that somebody in church has said you must pay your tithe if not you're going to die or go to hell. It's something that God taught me, and I've seen it work. I've seen the principle work for me.
So I want to touch on something that you said. You said that, there's all these different wonderful contributions that you have. So for people who might need some further one-on-one sort of interaction to really get their financial understanding,
yes,
do they have access to that on the platform?
Okay, so it's so fantastic. That's one of our goals as well. We're going to look into that probably in 2019, where you can then speak to a coach online, and it'll be very affordable. Tech, you do it, and then you get your financial, because some people can run with the information you give them. Some people need that hand holding. So we're going to be able to put on board, give you access to a wide range of coaches who will give us their hours for a small fee, and you can access them. So you don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to speak to me. You can speak to so many people wherever you are in the world, wherever you are, using your phone, using your laptop. It's a tech world, it's a digital world, yeah.
All right. Now, the other question is, or rather, my last question before we get into this other segment that I really love very much, is, so is it just for the technologically elite, or can just about anybody get on Wolfin?
Anybody, because at the end of the day, it's simple. Right now, everybody knows how to use a phone. So it's very simple. You get there. It's a very simple website, so you see what, and also, even for some of the courses, like Faith for Wealth course, there's a video, there are videos. The Wealth Creation course, we have, videos as well. So clearly, videos will take on data. But amazing for those that cannot afford, those that don't have 24-hour Wi-Fi. Google and I think it was 21st Century Technologies, they've done this amazing thing where there's certain hubs, certain places where there's free Wi-Fi. So in universities, there's free Wi-Fi. I think in some of the malls as well, there's free Wi-Fi. And I guess we're getting to the point where, when you go to London or America or even South Africa, there's certain places where there's free Wi-Fi. So we're getting to that place. So you can go somewhere. So if you're saying that, the data is, you can't afford data, go to one of these free spots and log on, sit down and watch. Instead of watching content that's not going to add to your pockets, watch content and get educated. Exactly. So you even get money, then you can then maybe say, okay, I'll watch, for entertainment or whatever. But yes, so it's very simple. And if you can't afford to watch videos, you can read articles. I like that. You can read articles as well. For everybody. Yes, and follow us on social media as well.
What's the handle?
Wolfin_org on Instagram. Okay. On Twitter is Wolfin.org. On Facebook is wolfin.org. Okay. So literally follow us on social media. We have Insta Live sessions sometimes. We have a lot of interactive content we're putting on social media.
So again, that's on Instagram, Wolfin_org.
Yes.
On Twitter, it's Wolfin.org.
Yes.
And on Facebook, it's Wolfin.org.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much about talking about and just kind of explaining to us what Wolfin is about and sort of demystifying this grand idea of having to have all this incredible knowledge to be able to be financially literate. Actually, it can be as easy as
ABC.
I love it. All right. So let's get to the more interesting or more fun segment. I know you know what I'm talking about. Rapid 5%.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's okay. You've done it for other people. You'll be all right. Okay, let's do this. Question number 1. If you could buy any type of food right now, what would you buy?
So fresh seafood salad. Yes. Thank you.
I love
Can't
it.
you see my new healthy lifestyle?
Yes, now. Glowing.
Yeah.
Glow. I love it. Okay.
And maybe some plantain. Just add that thing. Sorry.
Wow. Just had to just...
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay. What color is your toothbrush?
Oh my gosh. Purple.
You actually know this.
Yes.
Wow.
Because I just saw it now, as you think.
Hey,
Yeah.
people don't notice. This is like the most, like the random things that you see every day, but you just don't
You
know.
just don't know.
Okay. Question number 3. If you could be any animal, what would it be and why?
Oh my gosh, the butterfly.
I knew it.
Yes.
Why?
There's a phenomenal story about the butterfly because the butterfly goes through a process of metamorphosis from a caterpillar, goes through, sheds its skin a couple of times, then goes through a painful process of metamorphosis, almost equivalent to the process of dying, and then it comes out a completely different being. And I feel like that's my life story. I'm a completely different person that I was before I began this intimate journey with God and walking in purpose. I'm a completely different person, and I am the beautiful butterfly now.
I love it. All right, question number 4. What is one of the things you would put on your bucket list? Do you have a bucket list?
No.
Do you have a mental bucket list?
Well, I want to go to Australia, Hillsong.
So that's on your bucket list?
Well, I haven't actually thought of it like a bucket list, but I have things that I want to do.
You want to do, okay.
So I definitely want to go to Australia, Hillsong. And I want to go to Maldives on holiday.
Maldives.
Yes.
All right, final question. Who is your favorite superhero and why?
I would say Jesus because he is a superhero. So we say Superman. Superman can do this. Superman can do that. Superman died for the world, Abby, in one episode. Yeah, there was one episode.
I think you just took on a lot.
I think.
I'm the wrong person to
But you
ask.
know what? Jesus is a superhero.
Yes,
And
I
he's
get that.
my superhero. And when you asked that question, what just came to me, there's this picture on social media where there's like so many, I've seen it many times, I don't know if you've seen it, where there are all the different superheroes, and they're all like in a semicircle, and there's a like a thing of statue of Jesus in the middle, and they're all like listening to him talking. So they even get their own inspiration from him. So I think he's the ultimate superhero.
Aww.
Sorry if it sounds cliche, but that's my reality.
Fine,
My
that's
truth.
your thing. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Omi, for coming on.
Thank
you.
you.
Feels good.
And my husband, yes, sorry. It's my superhero.
I
Because
knew
that
it.
man is superhuman. Yes,
I knew it.
Finger.
It's okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Omi. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. Amazing. Did you have fun?
I loved it.
Did you feel good to be a guest?
Yeah, I think you guys should invite me like again and
We don't know
again
about that. We don't
and
know about
again.
that. We don't know about that. Okay. All right, guys. That's all we have for this episode of Heart of the Matter. But don't forget to follow us on social media. We are at HOTM TV on Instagram and Heart of the Matter on Facebook. Until next time, my name is Dikwaya Adeosi. Have a great week.